Hello, welcome to this class designed for women, essentially, when you have pelvic discomfort, whether it is time of the month or maybe you suffer from endometriosis or you've had a hysterectomy or you're feeling just out of sorts in your pelvis area. So this is a gentle class and we'll need a couple of bricks or a bolster if you have one, otherwise not a problem, a blanket and also a wall. We'll start lying on our backs. And we'll lie on our backs with our feet flat and our knees up. And as usual, we find a little bit of resting time, of settling time. So your feet are flat, your knees are up, and perhaps your hands come to your belly to start to notice your breath. So as you inhale and as you exhale, start to notice where you are at in terms of your headspace today. And let it go. Imagine that it's floating on a cloud to a corner of your mind so that you can bring your awareness into your breath. Notice it coming in and out. Notice if your breath is coming in through your nose or through your mouth, and out through your nose or through your mouth. If you can, encourage the breath to come in from the nose and out through the nose too. Only, of course, if this is comfortable for you. And then allow the breath to be brought to your belly. So perhaps extended as you inhale, breathing a little bit more deeply, and as you exhale, releasing. So you may find that your fingers, if they were close towards one another, might separate. That your belly lifts any amount. So let's take a few more of those deep breaths here. Notice what your belly and your pelvis feel like today. Know that you are here to nourish and support this particular area in your body. When you feel ready to, you can release the hands away from the belly, open your eyes if they weren't already opened. And we're going to take the knees in towards the chest. And then allow that back to rock in, or actually a little bit up as the knees come in. Then let's release the feet flat to the floor and keep the hands to the side of the body. Here you've got the big toe, little toe, inhale, outer heel, press down to the floor. As you inhale, you're going to lengthen the tailbone and imagine that you're squishing some leaves under your back, squishing them into the ground. And then as you exhale, you're going to allow a gust of wind to come underneath your back and to allow to just swish those leaves away. Appropriate here at the moment as it's autumn. So let's inhale, lengthen the tailbone, If this image doesn't fit you, maybe you can squeeze blades of grass or some sand underneath your lower back. As you exhale, you plump the sitting bones. And so you might also feel the back of the head sliding up and down. So let's repeat this perhaps another 3 times in your own breath, inhaling, lengthening. Essentially here we're coming into some pelvic tilts. Inhale, extend. As if you were gently accommodating a little bit more space and swishing your internal organs around very gently. And then again, bring one knee at a time in towards the chest. Hug those knees, keep the toes and heels and knees together, and start making some small circles on the ceiling with your knees, perhaps holding your knees still. And then let's do this in the other direction. And then you can allow the heels to make figures of 8 on the floor, so you're moving your hips from side to side, and then in the other direction, starting the other side. And then from here, keeping your feet to the floor, you're going to extend the left leg forward, so slide, lift the toes, slide the left heel forward and take the right arm over the head. So you may stretch gently into the front of the body, then bring sliding the heel back in, releasing the right hand down to the side of the body. Let's do this to the other side. Lift the toes of the right foot, slide the right heel forward as you take the left arm over the head and behind you. Good. Let's do this a few more times. You're going to swap around. So you extend the left heel and the left leg as you stretch the right arm. Exhale, bring everything back through towards the center. Inhale, opposite arm and leg. Let's do 3 more times. So about a handful of repetitions for our practice this morning. Or whenever you decide to practice this. Good. Twice more to either side. As you exhale, bring hand and heel back in. Last repetition to the right leg, extending the left arm, opening, and release back through to the center. Good. Here, let's take the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to open wide to the side. This is where perhaps you'd like to have a blanket underneath your body to support you a little bit, or some bricks on the outside of the thighs. So you're coming to supine cobbler's posture. Supta Baddha Konasana. So here, you can take your bricks and place them to the outside of the hips to support those. And you can also place the blanket either flat but rolled up slightly so you've got a little bit of height under your back, or roll up the blanket. So here you may even support and uplift the spine a little bit, meaning that here you have a gentle pelvic tilt happening in your pelvis. So the soles of the feet are together, And remember, you don't have to use those props, and if they don't feel quite comfortable, then don't bother with those. But here you may be supported, feeling the opening on the inside of the thighs, and taking your hands to your belly again, allowing yourself to observe the breath. And to expand the breath. Visualize as you inhale a little healing balm coming into your belly, into your pelvis. And as you exhale, just allow it to release. So you're bringing awareness, you're bringing space, you're bringing opening and release into your belly and your pelvis. And then when you're ready to, you can maybe take the palms of the hands to the inner thighs to give them a little bit of warmth. So that now you slide the hands to the outside and bring those legs together. You can release or leave the bricks out to the side, maybe roll onto one side gently to remove the blanket. And then here, you're going to take the arms over the head and then take your arms into cactus arms. So you separate, so the elbows and shoulders are in line and the palms are facing up. And then you're going to extend the right index finger above the head and roll over to your left. So you bring the knees over to the left. So you roll all this way on the side. So then the right hand is on top of the left hand. And then we'll do this to the other side. So you roll the right index finger above the head. You come back to your neutral posture where the knees are up, your chest is open. And then the left finger extends over the head and you roll to your side. Let's repeat this another 4 times. So you come back through towards the center, opening up. Eventually it becomes a little bit more of a flowing movement. So you open up. And this one, when I trained, we used to call the floppy fish. Opening up so the knees follow to the side as your body follows to the side. And you can also decide maybe to now open one knee and then allow the other one to flop, just like you're doing with your arms. So your option is to keep the knees together or to open one knee and then for it to be followed by the other knee. Good. Let's take one more repetition. And then bring yourself back through towards the center. Bring yourself over onto one side and bring yourself back. Let's come onto a supported child's posture. For this supported child's posture, you can use several things. A rolled up blanket, your hands, or just a brick or 2. Here I'm using 2 bricks on top of one another and a rolled up blanket. So I'm taking my knees wide, cheek to one side or forehead onto the blanket, or cheek to the other side, whatever feels comfortable for you here. Allowing space for your belly and your chest to be coming in between your legs and resting down. Take 5 long, deliberate breaths here. Continue with 2 more breaths. And as you exhale, bring yourself back up. Slide your legs out to the side. Here we're going to take our legs wide, and you might want to sit on your rolled up blanket to bring some support to your sitting bones. Taking the legs wide enough so that you feel comfortable and reminiscent to that stretch that we had on the inner thighs when we were doing our reclining cobbler's posture. Here you might even allow those hands to come forward, allowing the head to dangle so you're tucking the chin in towards the chest. Possibly you use your bricks as supports for your hands as well. So that here as you fold forward, it is gentle. And again here, let's take 5 long breaths. Remembering to picture the breath as being nourishing, softening, supporting in your pelvis and your belly. Slowly and curling yourself back up the head, the torso. You may want to remove the support that is underneath your bottom, or to continue with it. And as here, we'll take the left knee in towards the chest and then allow that knee to come out to the side. And whether you have got your prop still underneath you or not, you might even want to have a brick underneath the knee to support you. Here we want to open, keep this space open. Inhale, lift, exhale, you're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right leg and the right hand behind you. Crown of the head up, and then as you exhale, very gently twist. Take another 4 breaths here. Make this gentle twist. Then bring your gaze back through to the centre of the spine, back through towards the centre, the left knee in, and then the left knee extends out. Take the right knee in and then open the right knee out. Again, you may want to support this knee. Crown of the head up, and then as you exhale, you're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left leg, the left hand behind you. Very gentle twist. 5 breaths. And then slowly bring the gaze back through towards the center. Bring your spine back through towards the center. Take the knee up and extend. We'll come now onto our fronts, into a gentle back bend into our sphinx. So we can stretch a little bit more into the front of the belly. One thing that you can do with your blanket here is offer it as a support for your pelvis, and it'll also support your belly a little bit. So you bring the elbows under the shoulders. Too much for your back, bring the hands further forward, and then here extend and allow the back of the chest to come forward, but allow also the belly to release. No discomfort here, so you might need to press the pubic bone down and extend, lengthen the tailbone so that you're supporting your back a little bit more, yet without having to engage that core so much. We're looking to soften and stretch. And again, a few more breaths here. And then slowly bring the elbows a little bit more forward so that you can take the hands on top of one another. Release the forehead down. Lift the head, hands to the side of the body. Bring yourself back gently. Knees come forward. You can sit back into neutral posture and then decide if you would like to come to the wall. If you haven't got a wall at hand, then you could use a chair and place it in front of you. Have your shins on the chair and your body on the floor, so with your thighs lifted. Or you can come here to Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. Bringing yourself quite close to the wall so that then you can swing your legs up. And again here, you might want to support your head with a blanket, or put the blanket on top of you, on top of your feet perhaps. Bring your hands back to your belly once more. feel free to have a slight bend into the knee. If you were on a chair, then you would be in this, your calves on the chair, yet your hips would be a lot further back. So it would look like a stair, if you like. So here, releasing yourself into the ground. And this very gentle inversion, your legs are up. So the circulation, the lymphatic system are stimulated, or the lymphatic system is stimulated, helping everything to come back towards the pelvis. And to perhaps later be evacuated, released. So as we stay a little bit longer in this posture, notice your breath. Notice the space in your body. Notice your pelvis and your belly. Picture the breath to be like a healing balm. When you feel ready, slowly start to allow the heels to come down so the knees come in towards the chest, and you can hug the knees once more. Very gentle rock from side to side. Eventually rolling over onto one side, curled up into a ball. And when you can, bringing yourself back up to a comfortable seated posture. Noticing how you are feeling right now. Let's take 3 breaths together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Let's take one more breath. Release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. I hope you find this class helpful. Namaste.